some weird times in Springfield, Illinois, too. I think it's fair to say it's weird in a good way to hear that legislators there are talking about right to carry quite often. And Richard Pearson, the executive director of the Illinois State Rifle Association, is with us. Richard, good evening, sir.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for coming on the program tonight.
Hey, I want to tell you what, it's a great time here in Illinois.
Yeah.
We are having legislators talk about right to carry. We are having people jumping on the right to carry legislation as co-sponsors. And so the stars are aligning far differently than they have been in the past.
Yeah, I mean, you are seeing real movement here.
We are.
What do you attribute this to, Richard?
Well, I think we have been working on this since 1995. This isn't like an egg that just hatched.
Right.
But you work at it, you work at it, you work at it, and finally you gain traction. And we wound up with the McDonald case. We wound up with the Heller case. So we got a couple court rulings that help us. We have some new representatives in the state house and new senators, and a lot of those are pro-right to carry people, even though the parties didn't change that much in Illinois. Mm-hmm. The people who populate the parties did. And so we are working very hard on getting right to carry legislation through committee and out onto the floor of the House and the Senate.
All right. And I think that one of the backdrops for this legislative debate is the fact that Illinois and Wisconsin are the only two states that don't have any form of right to carry laws on the books. We've got those may issue states, and some of those are very, very problematic. But in terms of just states without any legislation, it's you and Wisconsin. And all indications are that later in the year, after Wisconsin's budget is worked out, that they're going to take up the issue of right to carry. And it looks like at this point it enjoys a great deal of support. How is that impacting the debate there in Illinois, Richard?
Well, Wisconsin helps Illinois. Illinois helps Wisconsin. Mm-hmm. I mean, help from the other states is always welcome for both of us. So it's all this right to carry talk. Even in other states, constitutional carry in places like Arizona, maybe Wyoming. Those kind of things are pushing the debate even further. So Illinois is never going to be Arizona or Wyoming or Alaska, but we are going to get a shell issue program in Illinois, and I am very confident that we are getting ever closer.
Has the governor said anything at all about this?
The governor has gone neutral.
Oh, really?
But that doesn't mean that he's going to stay that way. He still has the power of the veto pen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so he has not been a pro-gun person in the past, but we're going to see. We're going to find out. We're going to put it to the test, I think.
So what should Illinois gun owners be doing right now, Richard?
Well, right now, they should be watching, and it probably will see the right to carry legislation out of committee in about 3 weeks. I mean, we're still doing a few details. The stuff is complicated and thick, mm-hmm. Particularly in a place like Illinois. So I would be calling their legislators saying, hey, I want right to carry.
All right.
And if you're in the city of Chicago, call your legislature. It doesn't matter. Legislator, it doesn't matter where you are, call and say, I want right to carry. If you're in southern Illinois, which is very pro-right to carry, still call them and say, you support right to carry, and you hope that they will help other legislators see the light.
Absolutely. And I got to ask you while we've got you here, what do you think about Mayor Daley's press conference? He's not going to be mayor much longer, but he's still out there pushing for new gun control laws.
Well, actually, they're not new gun control laws. We've seen the same thing for the last 25 years, and for the last 25 years, he hasn't gotten them. So, I guess he's gonna retire a big loser.
Yeah. All right.
So we'll miss him.
Well, Richard, again, sir, I can't thank you enough for coming on the program.
Well, I need to make one more plug. We're going to have our Illinois Gun Owners Lobby Day on March 10th.
Yes.
So if gun owners really want to make a difference in Illinois, they need to show up for that.
Absolutely. This is a big one.
It is.
And if folks go to isra.org, can they get more info?
They can.
All right, Richard, I know we'll be talking more about the Illinois Gun Owners Lobby Day before March the 10th, but thank you again, sir, for coming on the program this evening.
My pleasure.
Always
Thank
good
you.
talking to you. Richard Pearson, the Executive Director of the Illinois State Rifle Association, with us here on Cam and Company.